Sabi nila ang self-love daw, or the first thing that comes to mind when people hear self-love, they think that it's about pleasurable activities. For this video, we're going to be debunking the idea of self-love. Hi there, welcome to my channel. This is the Spekt. My name is Nico, and here we're going to be talking about anything that gives a sense of wonder and spectacle. For this video, we're going to be debunking the idea of self-love. Now, what is self-love? Right? We've been hearing this a lot. Sabi nila ang self-love daw, or the first thing that comes to mind when people hear self-love, they think that it's about pleasurable activities. Example, pagpunta ng spa, pagta-travel, pagliliwaliw, no? Pagpapasyal sa mall, okay? While these activities are actually valid or actually true, self-love is not only limited to these activities, okay? So in this video, we're going to be debunking that. So what I did was I searched for a more encompassing definition of self-love. Ano nga ba tong self-love na ito? Okay? So I found this more collective, holistic, encompassing definition of self-love from Andrea Brandt's website. She is a psychotherapist. She specializes in marriage and family therapy. So you can check out her website. I'll be posting the website in the description down below. And I'll also be sharing her YouTube channel over here on top. Okay, so do check them out. Alright, so I'll just read through the definition on her website. Okay, self-love means having a high regard for your own well-being and happiness. So instead of, self-love being a pleasurable activity, a self-indulgent activity, now it becomes a more holistic concept with the idea of well-being and happiness. Self-love means accepting your emotions for what they are and putting your physical, emotional, and mental well-being first. Now, more than just the activity that we do, these pleasurable activities, mas nagiging malawak na yung idea of self-love. Alright? Self-love isn't about instant gratification. Take note of that. A new pair of shoes or eating an entire pizza might make you feel good in the moment, but the feeling isn't lasting and could be damaging in the long run, which is right. Self-love means giving yourself what your body, brain, and soul need for the marathon that is life. It isn't hedonism. What is hedonism? Yung pagsisik ng pleasure all the time. Okay, and it isn't chasing a physical or emotional high. The practice of self-love is the practice of nourishing yourself. So this definition from Andrea Brandt really helped me describe or redefine self-love more. Now, with this definition, we can now initially compare self-love being a holistic idea of well-being and not self-indulgence. So magkaiba na siya, diba? Self-love is different from self-indulgence. Oftentimes, people think that self-love is about self-indulgence, but not necessarily. Okay? So, what I did for me to be able to confirm this definition, I asked 8 of my friends to respond to a post on my Facebook page. I asked them to, share some activities that ensure their well-being. And I was able to collect around 8 responses. Okay? The next thing that I did was I did some sort of thematic analysis and research. Simply put, it's categorizing the responses. And I was able to categorize the responses that I got from my friends. Okay? The reason that I did this is, in my channel, the Spekt, and in the vlogs that I do, I prefer that I take the information from people from out there and, celebrate and share that with everybody. That's how I actually share the spectacle of life, right? So let's check. So I won't be sharing the specific, details that my friends shared with me in that post, but I will share with you the categories that I found from these responses. Okay? So, what defines now self-love, at least from the experiences of my friends? Because again, self-love is experience. It's all about the experiences that you have, the relative definition of self-love, because self-love is different from one person to another. First category, self-love is through or by establishing relationships with people. So people can be family, friends, colleagues. So ito yung lumabas dito. Interestingly, one of my friends made mention of dogs. And dogs actually play the part of people or individuals. They say that dealing with people or talking to people or having dogs or pets actually increases your oxytocin. And it makes you feel happier. Okay? So that's the first category, establishing relationships. So some of the responses here pertain to catching up with friends, talking to family members, enjoying the time with the family members, walking the dogs, so on and so forth. All right. Now, the next category that I got here to establish or to attain self-love is health and exercise. Okay? So some of my friends said that they would do some routines, mag-exercise daw sila, mag-workout na sila. May isang nagsabi dito na umiinom daw siya ng warm lemon water the whole day to refresh. So, one way to, attain self-love or well-being, right, is through health and exercise. So, I think this is very common, right? Okay. Now, another thing or another category that we got here is music, listening to music, plus doing an activity, right? Although we've been doing this, we don't often hear this from people, right? So, like one response here says walking while listening to a podcast every morning or to music, okay? Taking a warm shower while listening to music and washing dishes while listening to music, okay? Now, listening to music while doing a particular activity makes it easier, right? And I think we do that. Sometimes we miss that out. Diba? Parang tinatamad na tayo mag-play ng music, ganyan. But it actually eases, whatever we're feeling, right? All right. Next, entertainment. Watching videos on YouTube, watching Netflix, watching movies. I think this is a very common way to escape the stresses in life, right? The many gruesome realities, okay? So entertainment is another, right? Another category to attain self-love is through creativity and expression. Learning a new activity, singing on Smule, learning, how to cook a particular dish for the family. Basically, it has something to do with creating and producing something to be able to express oneself in relation to oneself or in relation to other people, right? Yes. Next, organizing. Okay, and this pertains to doing household chores, fixing everything at home, and if everything is in place, is in order, then you feel good. And lastly, spirituality. Morning, night devotions, or even meditation. Okay? So again, these categories are relationship or building relationships, health and exercise, music and activity, music plus activity, entertainment, creativity and expression, organizing, and spirituality. Okay. Now, what all these activities do or prove to us is that self-love talks about establishing your well-being. I think self-love is about establishing that mental, emotional, personal, and internal stability, right? It's your stability inside. It's your stability in your mind. It's your stability in your emotions. So, in contrast to the perception of people that self-love is about doing the pleasurable activities, self-love now becomes more human-centered, right? It's not basically focused on these activities. It's focused on the self and the impact on the self. Because at the end of the day, essentially, self love is about maintaining that balance, that stability, mental, emotional, personal, and internal stability. I hope that you'll be able to, reflect on this video and on this discussion, right? So that's where we debunk the self love myth, because self love is not about self indulgence alone. While it's good, while it's okay to do these pleasurable activities, self love is not limited to them. Okay? Self love is something more, and it's about maintaining and establishing your emotional, mental, personal, and internal stability. So, what do you think? Do let me know in the comments what your ideas are, what your insights are. If you agree, do let me know. If you have other ideas, if you have other activities that you do share them with me in the comment section. I'd be very happy and delighted to share my thoughts also. Let's get into a conversation. That's basically the goal of my channel. I'd like to know more about you. All right. If you'd like me to do more videos, other topics aside from self-love, if you'd like me to do more self-love topics, do let me know in the comments section. Okay? That's where I end my vlog. I hope that you were able to learn a thing or two. If you like this video, please share this and subscribe to my channel. Hit on the notification bell for my future videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!